Hello and happy Friday. Happy Friday the 13th. And evidently, we're also getting a full moon tonight. So if you have any particular superstitions, I'm sure today's not the best day for you. I don't know. I've always tended to have pretty good Friday the 13th, though, knock on wood on that. I probably shouldn't have said that because it's still pretty early in the day. Um, so I didn't have a video up for like 3 or 4 days, and now I'm just going to bombard you with videos for like the next few days. I think is what's gonna happen, but that's how things roll. I haven't been doing good at recording ahead of time, and the way this week's went, I just had to kind of wait until I had the time to do these. So I figured we'd do a flip through Friday today because yes, I do still have new coloring books. I know at one point in the past I started digging through my collection and we didn't get real far on that. So, I don't know. We're just gonna play that by ear down the road. But anyway, I tried to pick a variety of the books that I've got for today to kind of flip through. We also have Sidonia here. As you can see, her little fluffy butt. I'm going to try to flip around her, though, at some point here in a few minutes. I'm probably going to have to, like, push her off the desk, so, or at least move over there. Okay, there we go. Yes, yes, you are a pretty girl. Yes. Could we compromise? Could you, like, stay right there and then be a shadow in my way? Anyway, got a couple Halloween books in here. I figured those would be good to show with October coming up rather quickly. The newest Jade summer book that came out, and a book I got a really good deal on Amazon, and then a Sunlife drawing, one of Sunlife Drawing's more recent releases, just because I'm really digging Sunlife Drawing right now. Anyway, let's cover the Halloween books first. First up, we have Lacy Sunshine's Sidonia Shadow. Lacy Sunshine's Halloween Coloring Book Volume 4. 30 fun witches, pumpkins, ghosts, and vampires to color. Yes, you're a pretty girl. Lacy Sunshine books are by artist Heather Valentin. They are Amazon printed paper books, and some Amazon printed books seem to be on Book Depository, and then others aren't. Like, I have a really hard time finding the Jade Summer books anywhere but Amazon. So if I can find it, I'll put a link, but if not, just assume that unless there's another source. Why are you rubbing the microphone? Why are you rubbing the microphone? Girl, you about to get booted. Y'all seeing a lot of her lately. Anyway, if you know somewhere else you can find these other on Amazon, and if I see them on Book Depository, of course, let me know. In comparison to a regular sized coloring book, can you do flip-throughs? And I consider Creative Haven books. Okay. I love you. Mwah. She got a kiss. She's got to go. We got stuff to do. I consider Creative Haven books to be like an average, you're pretty much close to your average size coloring book, like an 8.5 by 11. So I always use those to kind of compare. The bottom's flush here, so it is shorter than your average size coloring book. It is a little bit thinner. I don't know if you can see that. No. There we go. But not by much, so. Like I said, this is by Heather Valentin. Here is the back. Color Your World with Heather Valentin's Spooktacular Halloween Coloring Book. Perfect for colored pencils, markers, and crayons. Perfect for adults and children of all ages. Come join us at our Lacy Sunshine Facebook group for more coloring and crafty fun. And then it's got a website here for her. So. Alrighty. Like I needed more Halloween books, like I needed a hole in the head, but here is the inside. You get your nameplate page, and then we get into are images. These are all single-sided, non-perforated paper. Again, this is Amazon printed paper. Fairly dark line art. I think these are really good if you like playing around with different types of backgrounds, or if you're somebody that is a little intimidated by backgrounds and would just prefer coloring in the items on the page. Either one would be a good choice here. That one's cute. This paper really likes, this type of paper really likes to soak up water-based mediums. So in her books, I haven't had a whole lot of luck with like the real brush pens. They seem to dry really fast, but like colored pencils, regular markers, I have used some water, like, what am I thinking of? The Caran d'Ache Neo Colors. There we go. I have used the Neo Colors in the background with some success. I think it dries so fast. What I'd like to try to do in the future, which I think I've done before, did I use gesso? Last year I used like Crayola markers and used them as like watercolors for some Heather Valentin images, and I'm trying to remember, I believe I pre-treated the pages with gesso, which is why I had a little better luck. So when I get around to coloring these, if I'm using some of that stuff, I might try laying down the gesso first and seeing how that goes. These are super cute little pictures though. Like I said, if you're looking for something a little more simple for maybe for Halloween, this is a good choice. I believe that was the one on the front page. So. Or on the cover, excuse me. And there you go. Blank back cover on that. So Lacy Sunshine's Halloween Coloring Book Volume 4. Next up, we'll go ahead and stick with our other Halloween book. One of Deborah, we did Crazy Cat Girls by Deborah Muller yesterday, and now I have found someone else that I'm getting drawn to her coloring books, because before this I really only had her Zen Doodle books. And now I'm getting drawn into like all her other books now. Like, I need more coloring books. That's something we all say. This one of her more recent releases, this is Halloween Darlings. And again by Deborah Muller. It also shows the cover is colored by this person. So I like that she does that. She uses other people's colorings on her covers. Again, this is Amazon printed paper, I believe. Over 70 books to choose from. Well, I have plenty then. I have plenty then to peruse if I ever am in need of a coloring book. So, anyway, these are Amazon printed. Again, I think I've had some luck finding the Deborah Mullers on Book Depository. Again, if the links are in the description, I found them. If it's just linked in Amazon, that seems to be the only place I have found them. Now for average height and width. We'll flush out the bottom. They are just a hair taller than the Creative Haven book and a little bit wider. So pretty much your standard 8.5 by 11 type book. Let me look at something real quick. I am all over the place today. No, we are as zoomed out as we're going to get. Okay. So, Halloween Darlings. It's the inside cover. These are all one-sided pages again. This is your nameplate page. And then we get into her images. Dark line art. These are non-perforated pages too. These have a little more detail to them because of course you've got your background and your frame to a lot of these. We colored in that Deborah, that Crazy Cat Girls yesterday, and I used ink tints and watercolor pencils. Well, you guys saw. I used all kinds of different things, and there wasn't anything in particular other than the ink tints leaving a little bit of lines that I wasn't particularly thrilled about, but everything else seemed to work just fine. I'm trying to think offhand. I don't recall having any issues with the markers or the watercolor pencils. The distress ink did okay, as long as I made sure to load up the Q-tip that I was using. That's cute. Kitty! Kitty sighting! Cat ghosts. Again, if you're somebody that just likes to do solid backgrounds, I think these are good choices. But if you're somebody that likes to play a little bit with backgrounds too, then these would be a good choice. So, R.I.P. I'm a goner. That is cute. Like I said, I hadn't really been coloring in much of her other books, but especially with Crazy Cat Girls, ooh, them feet, man, those look a little terrifying. She manages to take stuff that, you know, what you wouldn't normally be like, oh, that's cute, and put a cute spin on it. So I really like that. Those bats don't look very happy. That's a shame. Oh no, we're not coloring this page though. I don't care if it's supposed to be a cute spider, it's a spider, and we all know how I feel about spiders. So. Oh, it's cute. I kind of want to mark that one, but we all know that as I'm marking these, like, I never seem to actually get back to them. I kind of want to do this one, though. Yeah, we'll go ahead. Not going to hurt anything to have that. Sorry if I'm a little quiet this morning. I slept probably just a little bit better last night than I did the night before. Again, no real hip pain, just a little bit of tightness this morning when I woke up. Okay, the candy corn nipples there are a little terrifying. Not gonna lie. Out of all the things in the book, for me, the thing that might give me nightmares are the candy corn nipples. So... yeah. Okay, well that spider's not so bad. I could probably do that one. And I kind of like that one too. Where did I put them? Did I put them back in here? I put them back in here because I'm a doofus. Anyway, I slept a little better, but man, my brain is just fried. This week has been a thing. Next week is not shaping up to be much better. There's the one from the front page. Thank you for purchasing this coloring book. It says don't forget to sign into Amazon and leave a review. All her different social media. She does have an Etsy store, so if you're not 100% ready to commit to like one of her coloring books, I'm sure she's got individual pages for sale on Etsy. If you have a printer and you just kind of want to try her stuff out. I always like when the artists have that flexibility. If you're not 100% sure if you want to commit to a whole book of theirs, or there's only certain pictures you like, they may make those available through Etsy. So I always enjoy it when the artists do that as well. Plus, if you're not, if you can't order through Amazon, or you're not a fan of Amazon and you can't find these types of books printed anywhere else, then at the very least you can buy some of her art through Etsy and print it yourself. So, all right. Y'all are like, we just saw all kinds of Creative Haven books. Why are you throwing more Creative Haven books at us? Well, because when you're sitting there looking at them all month, you start thinking about them. And this one I have been wanting for a while, but I've been trying to wait for it to go on sale, and it was on sale for $2 or $3. And I've got a couple others, but I'm just going to kind of mix them in with everything else. I would say now, I don't know about September, but I know when I was looking, the Christmas stuff was a really good buy when I was buying it a couple weeks ago. So I've said before, Creative Haven, because it's a variety of artists, like this one's Marjorie Sarnat, a lot of times some of their books will be on sale and some of their others won't. I know that Creative Kittens by Marjorie Sarnat was on sale for $2 and something last week as well. So what I'd recommend, the easiest way to keep up with that, either well, at least on Amazon, is to maybe create a wish list of the books, Creative Haven books that you're interested in, and either just keeping an eye on that list or using a site like Camel, yes, that's an actual site, to notify you if there is a certain price change to it. So that's actually how I got notified about this book. And like I said, I'd been wanting it for a while. I slowly want to collect all of Marjorie's books. But there's some I just, I like, but I'm not just, okay, let's pay full price for this. And this was one of them. So this is Fanciful Sea Life by Marjorie Sarnat. It is a Creative Haven book. Since I used these as kind of like the average size coloring book, measured against itself, it's an average size, like 8.5 by 11 coloring book. The Creative Haven book series are, like I said, a variety of artists published under by Dover Publishing. Here is the binding. I do like the fact that they put the title and everything on the binding. I wish they would do that with the Amazon printed books, but I understand that, like, with those, they're going for the cheapest options, and Amazon will do that. So I'll have to come up with a different way to do that myself when I'm organizing these. Here is the back. An enchanting underwater world. This imaginative collection of 31 wondrous designs features a variety of stylized ocean creatures with highly detailed and decorative backgrounds. So here's a little information on the Creative Haven books, their perforated pages, and they're printed on one side only. That's the case with all the Creative Haven books. Anything that's not a color by number typically is around 31 images. Their color by numbers are a little bigger, at, I think, 46 images. So, and then this gives you the Dover Publications website. So you get your inside inspiration cover here. And it's going to be too dark. I apologize for the shiny. There we go. There's your inspiration cover right there. Here's your title page. Then you get your copyright and your description. Imagine the calmness and serenity of taking an underwater adventure as you add color to the 31 enthralling designs that make up this unique Sea Life collection. So let's go ahead and get started. Dark line art. Marjorie Sarnat's work tends to be, it has a definite abstract feel to the backgrounds of it. And a lot of her books kind of like there's more simplistic images and then more complex images, but her work tends to lean more towards the complex detail work in the backgrounds and on the actual creatures themselves. Oh, that's cute. I like that one. I love her art. I'm not going to lie and say I'm not a little overwhelmed by it sometimes, just because there's so much there. And in my head wants to go color this, color this, color everything a slightly different color rather than just going with a straight color. And it's got some more mermaids in this one. I do like that one. Now that's a detailed picture. My goodness. Ooh, I like this one with the black on the penguins added in. It's a pretty touch. Underwater type art isn't particularly my favorite jam. I like oceans and pirates and stuff, but getting underneath the water maybe not so much. So that's one of the reasons why I hadn't gotten this yet. But it is still a pretty book. And it may still be on sale. I hope it is. I don't know. It's been probably a couple weeks now, so it may not be anymore. But this one does occasionally go on sale, so I would definitely keep an eye on it. Because this is not the first time I've seen it on sale. You could have a lot of fun with blending on that fish right there. I like the little kissy faces look on the fish. They all look like they're about to start smooching that chest. I guess they're supposed to look like terrifying sharks, but they just look mildly annoyed. They're not angry sharks, they're just mildly annoyed ones. The otters, oh my goodness. That is too cute. See, with her pages, I have to have a strategy. I really like this page, but I would have to sit here and plan out in my head the majority of this picture and then go through and fill in the gaps at the end to try to balance it out. But I do like that otter picture. I do like me some otters. I think those were otters. Are there otters in the ocean? That seems... Okay, anyway, I'm thinking too hard on this. We're just going to leave that alone. We are just going to leave that alone. Maybe there are sea otters. I told y'all, my brain is not firing on all cylinders today. It's hung in with me for the week, I'll give it that. And my mood's not bad, but I wanted to go ahead and do this video. And there is your other inspiration cover. I wanted to go ahead and do this video because Quixote and Reef Cheap are going to vet this afternoon. Quixote's getting another laser treatment, zap, and Reef Cheap's getting his ear checked. I'm pretty sure he's got a yeast infection or something in it. So shouldn't be a big complicated visit, but I'm also upping to my full dose of Sevilla today, and as we all know, it's always a question mark as to what's going to happen when I increase dosage on medicines. So I figured let's go ahead and get all this out of the way, and that way you guys already have the video, and I don't take my first full dose today and just conk out. I need to time it around the time I go to the vet too. So anyway. This is World of Mice. This is large print, color by number. Sunlife drawing. This is one of their new releases. They have a color by number version, but they also have one that doesn't have the numbers. So if you're not a big fan of the color by number, but you really like this book, they do have the version without the numbers, which I really appreciate that they provide that kind of variety. I also like the fact that this is large print. Again, this is one of those where I want a color, but maybe I'm a little overwhelmed by really complex images. This is right up my alley. So this is World of Mice. This is your color palette on the back. This is also Amazon printed paper. I do have some luck finding the Sunlife drawing ones on Book Depository, so just to give you all a heads up on that. Here's their color palette. I'm trying to think. Is this the same as their other color palettes? Where are my other Sunlife books? Geez, Michelle, you could be a little better prepared than this. Okay, here's their travel mosaic. Okay, it doesn't match their other ones entirely, but there is a little bit of a difference. That's just because this one has a limited palette. Most of their other color by number books have, 22 colors. And they're always the same numbers and everything. But since this one only has 12, the colors are a little bit different. So just keep that in mind if you use the same colors for your books. I believe all these are in their consistent palettes. So if you... Like me, I am not prepared today. I like using the Rose Art and Crayola Super Tip markers. I have this jar of colors that already match up with the Sunlife drawing colors, so you'll still be able to just pull from that if you prefer. All right. So, like I said, a 12 color palette. It is Amazon printed paper, one-sided, not perforated. Here is the nameplate page. 30 beautiful large print designs with cute mice and funny situations will bring you a lot of fun and happiness. No need to think which color to use, just follow the 12 color palette and enjoy coloring. Of course, if you get the version without the color by number, you're not going to have to worry about the palette. Here is your color palette again. And they give you gaps to where you can fill in with your own colors if you want to keep that as a legend. They are black-sided pages, and on the back of each page they will go ahead and show the palette right there, so you don't have to keep flipping back and forth, which I very much appreciate. And let's get started. So I believe this is the one from the front page. If you like color by number, but you have problems with how small the numbers are in a lot of books, this is a good choice. Because it's a large print, your numbers are a good size. Now, some of you that don't really want the numbers to show may not like that as much, but like if I'm on the couch coloring, I have a lot harder time with lighter or smaller numbers. A lot of times I have to get my handy magnifying glass to see it or have a really strong light on me. But this one would be a good one that I could probably do from the couch without, we don't have super bright light in our living room. We just have like lamps and stuff. And I try not to color in the evenings because I need a bright light like right on me a lot of times to see what I'm doing, because my vision is not the greatest. But these would be good to color on the couch, and they're super cute. This is one of the few times that I think mice can come into this house safely. Oh, I like that one a lot. You will probably see me do a page from this one. In fact, I may work on one today in my downtime. Just ever since I started seeing this book, I've been itching to color in it. Oh, it's so cute. the little gnome. I love their mosaic books, of course, and but I also am kind of digging these other ones they've got, like this one. There's the cat one I haven't colored in yet, but I need to color in. I like that. I like them all. I'm all like, I like that one. I like that one. I like them all. This is a book I could probably start at the front and just work my way through it. Oh. See, now, I joke about mice basically wanting to commit suicide if they come in this house with 11 cats. But to be quite honest, with the exception of maybe like Leroy and Annie and maybe Maggie, the rest of them are so lazy, I honestly don't think they would really care. Like, they would watch it, they'd watch it go under the dryer or the fridge or whatever, and then they'd be like, oh, okay, and then just walk away. Because I hate bugs, and you'd think with all the cats I have, I would never have to worry about bugs because they would take care of them for me. No, 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 no. They play with them, they stare at them, they watch them walk under stuff, get bored, and walk away. And thus, then it's plotting revenge. It's a good Christmas one right here. Tower of Cheeses. That one, them eyes, he is excited. I can hear like the hallelujah music in the background in his head. I think there's a Little Pickle has a sweets color along this month, and this might be a good one to do since we've got some cake in here. I'm not really hosting a color along this month, so I'm just kind of trying to participate in others as I can. Here's a good Halloween one. Okay, maybe I won't do this one front to back, but you get books like this and you're like, I love all these pictures, and you get really strong starting on it and you're like, I'm going to finish this in no time, and then another book comes along and that's kind of like me in Floral Designs. I was doing a lot of pictures in that book up until the last few months, and then so many other books have caught my attention, it's kind of fell by the wayside. Thank you for choosing this book. If you liked it, please write your review on Amazon. Here is some of their social media info. This is a free page from the book World of Mice, Stained Glass Color by Number. Okay, I haven't seen this one. This one looks like it uses the full palette, and it looks a lot more complex than the large print. So you've got a lighter number here, and definitely more complex coloring on it, and I am digging that. Might have to keep an eye out for that one. Oh, Sunlife Drawing, you totally know what you're doing. Alright, and finally, one of the newest Jade summer releases. I know, I needed another Jade summer book like I need a hole in the head. But this is one of their newest releases. This is Lazy Animals, and it's not entirely cats, but of course it is adorable animals, and I'm always on board for an adorable animals book. So, I didn't compare the World of Mice, did I, on the average coloring book size? Okay, well, we'll do that real quick. So, the World of Mice book is actually just a little bit taller, just a little bit, and just a little bit wider. So there's that. And then comparing to the Jade Summer book, another average size coloring book usually, again a little bit taller and a little bit wider than the Creative Haven. So another 8.5 by 11 roughly book here. Jade Summer books are also Amazon printed books. I have trouble finding these anywhere but on Amazon, so you can tell, probably make a good guess out of these 4 images which one in particular really drew my eye. I'll give you a moment because, you know, you might need to think on it, but I don't think you're really going to need to think on it. I mean, look at the name of the channel, y'all. Y'all know which one my eye got drawn to. Alright. So, copyright Fritz & Publishing. Jade Summer is an imprint owned by Fritz & Publishing. It's a team of independent artists. So, the actual artist is not named Jade Summer. It's just the brand, so to speak. So, here's your information on that. All of the Jade Summer books are one-sided with a black backing. When you're coloring with the markers, sometimes that will show through, but I promise you once it dries, you won't really see it. These are non-perforated, and again on Amazon printed paper. So they are, it is rougher, more textured paper with more tooth, and it does like to soak up water mediums a bit, so just be aware of that. Yeah, we all knew when I saw this picture. I was like, oh, this is the one that caught my interest. It's other pictures in the book that... Actually, all of them, because I like this one a lot, too. I like them all. They are really cute. I'm on that cell phone. Is that lazy, or is that, like, efficient? I mean... There's lazy, but then there's like being smart about it, and I feel like that turtle was being pretty darn smart about it, actually. I love this one. It's just super cute. This is my husband on like Friday or Saturday nights. And that's me in a inner tube in the water with a bunch of watermelons. That sounds like a good Friday to me. Again, is it lazy? Is it efficient? Is it both, I guess? Work smarter, not harder, right? Isn't that the saying? I connect with these animals. I understand. Love that hair, the mane just blowing in the wind. My workout plan for the week right there. I love it. I love it. It's kind of weird if you think too hard about it, but I love it. Just don't think too hard. And it's funny. This one's adorable too. I love the bed head here. Golly, I can relate to all these animals. Oh, that one's pretty. I like that one. With the little, I don't know if it's a bathing suit or a tank top. That's been me this week, taking Epsom salt baths. No bubbles, but... I feel like I need a deeper conversation with myself, because as I flip it through these pictures, like I said, oh, and we're doing a repeat here. Sorry. So it looks like you get, I guess, 25 of, you get 2 copies of each image, and there should be 25 original images in here, and then it just starts over again. So if you like coloring it one way and then another, this is a good way to do that. If you make a mistake on one, then you have another copy, which is also nice. I'm going to flip through these and we'll go ahead and take a look at the back real quick. Whoop. I don't need to flip through all those again. Okay. So when we get through all that, leave your Amazon review, join our email list and our artwork group on Facebook. All their social media info's here, and then a nice list of their books. As you can see, they have quite a few. I would pull this out and start using it, but here in like a month or two, they'll have an updated list because they'll put out some more books, and it'll be out of date. And of course, I will buy at least one of those books. I've seen some of the ones they've got coming up, and there's at least one in particular that has caught my eye. So anyway, that is that for today. I hope you enjoyed. Tomorrow, I plan to try to live stream. Now, it may not be anything earth-shattering. It may be the World of Mice color by number. Who knows? Because I can't do anything really detailed while I'm talking to y'all. It just ain't gonna happen. I would like to try to do a live stream tomorrow, and maybe around lunchtime. I'm Chicago Central Time, U.S., so maybe around lunchtime tomorrow I'm going to try to do one. If you don't see me on there, I'm sorry. I just, if I wake up tomorrow and I'm hurting or something, I may not feel up to it, but that's the plan. So if you happen to be around tomorrow and you like my live streams, then hopefully that will all work out. And then Sunday, of course, I'll do my weekly roundup. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed. Hope you have a good start to your weekend. Good luck with the Friday the 13th and full moon. And bye for now.